What's going on, folks? This is Asteroids. The last time we just completed that bonus stage and we got one of the birds. Like I said, I don't know how many of those I'm going to get. I mean, really, those bird stages do wind up getting a lot more difficult where you do have to memorize like at least the 7, 8, 9 code pattern or something. But, you know, I could do them, but I don't know. This kind of depends about it. It's a lot of unlockables, but that's kind of the situation. So, yeah. So this kind of is... The difficulty setting in this game is going to kind of start lazily ramping up, where it just is not expected. It's not like the stages are going to be like the castle or the lava stages that happen to be the difficult ones and such. It just kind of is very passive-aggressive with this difficulty, where it just kind of happens and you just realize, hey, this stage is kind of pissing me off, and that's kind of what goes on here. I mean, I appreciate it just because I do feel like this is the most kid-centric of all the Donkey Kong games for the Super Nintendo, but it's interesting just in that sense because I do appreciate the difficulty ramp. I mean, it does piss me off, but I do appreciate the difficulty ramp just because it's not like just nightmarish. It's just kind of something where you have to say, well, you know, it is a video game, so it's kind of the thing about it, but... So yeah, I'm just trying at least half-heartedly to do some of these bonuses just to eke out some extra episodes, because I still feel like to be in World 4 and this is only the 7th episode, this is just really kind of a breeze of a game. Like Donkey Kong Country 2, the playthrough I did back in 2021, that lasted me like 22 parts, but I feel like if I'm already at World 4 in just episode 7, that really tells me that it could only wind up being like 13, 14, 15 parts or something like that, because there's only 4 more worlds after this. That's what you really have to understand. This is kind of the thing, but I still want to do Uniracers. I just, you know, the whole thing is I do so terrible at that game, I just don't know the access of wanting to do it. Plus, I don't want to lose. You know, the last time I played Uniracers, trying to get back to that, I lost my save file for this game. I mean, not the one I was playing, but the other 2 that I had when I bought the game just vanished. So, I mean, this game is almost 26 years old. I mean, it came out in 96, but it's just kind of, I don't know if this cartridge was made in 96. It might be a year later, but still, it's, you know, over 20-something years old. So it's just kind of, but it's kind of the thing about it. So this is one of the gimmick stages. Those owls back there are going to kind of keep blasting those cannons at you and such. So the main thing about it is, you know, like, as you saw right there, it's difficult to know when they kind of get off the stage. So it's just, it's easier when you're in the air to avoid them, but when they bounce on the ground, it's like you want them to get out of the way because they shoot them pretty quickly. So, but they know that. I mean, the mechanics of this game, I just feel like the main thing that trips me up about this game is it's just so much more of like a gummy and kind of sluggish kind of hitbox and stuff like that compared. It's just not quite as airtight. I feel like because they made this more kid-centric, it's just kind of more cartoony and like just really kind of sluggish and gummy kind of like gameplay mechanics, where you get hit sooner. You have to really kind of have like an extra sense of, I mean, I've talked about this in the earlier episodes, but this is the truth about it. I know when I eventually, I mean, I recorded this gameplay probably back in July even. It's been a while. But, just to kind of say, like, you know, when I probably play this game further, I'm going to have to deal with that relative thing. But, yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff going on here. I want to say that this may be like the only stage I really do in this episode. So maybe I won't beat this game by the end of episode 13 or 14. But yeah, so I suppose at this stage it's really not too much of spoilers, but the next world is the ice world. So those are going to be interesting stages, and then really there's only how many left to do. So, I mean, we've already encountered the water world. So this is kind of, I mean, really this game, I like the forest world pretty well. I mean, I liked some of it. I still feel like the one in Donkey Kong Country 2 is better, but I did like the approach towards it. It did have some clever stuff, but I don't know. This is kind of off-putting in a lot of ways. I'm really not even getting the bonuses. I know I've missed like a good handful now, but The bonuses are kind of tough. I mean, that's the thing, is that, you know, they make the stages easy and the bonuses tough, and, you know, you'd almost wonder if it would be like the other way around, but the bonuses just kind of wind up pissing me off. I mean, you need to get them to get the secret world. I mean, it's just like Donkey Kong Country 2, where you have to get the bonuses to get the secret world and such, but, yeah. How did I know that was going to happen? So apparently you only get, I was going to say, if you only got one shot to do that, that would really piss me off. But at least we're going to get one of those. That's another key to, like, getting, yeah, so even when they hit the ground, they can still hurt you because they're red hot. So that's kind of the thing. They make that extra annoying. I mean, normally cannonballs are not, you know, that color. I mean, they may be hot. I don't, you know, I've never actually seen a cannon get fired. You know, it's kind of 1800s-esque in a lot of ways, unless you live near, like, the ocean and a pirate ship or something. But that's just kind of the thing. But, yeah, it's just interesting about it. It is a clever concept for a stage, though. But, yeah, these are the factory stages, so. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else has been going on. I've kind of got some vlog ideas. I've been, you know, as of right now, I suppose I can talk about this. I've been doing YouTube Shorts. So the last time I made an episode, I wasn't really messing with YouTube Shorts that much. I knew of them, but I wasn't doing them personally. But now it's kind of an extra acclamation that I've been attempting to do. It's really like a dichotomy in a lot of ways, as far as, like, talking about having to juggle YouTube Shorts in addition to regular videos, because that's just what everyone wants right now. Is this? It's really about the YouTube Shorts that you do, and it's just difficult trying to come up with. Well, it's not difficult, but the situation about that deals with being able to do it and figure out ideas. Because, yeah, like I said, it's a dichotomy as far as trying to figure out what to do for those. I mean, because they're basically TikTok videos. I mean, it's basically YouTube's trying its hand in the TikTok world, and in some cases Snapchat. And it's just different because I do have a TikTok account, but I've never actually made a TikTok video. I've had a TikTok for a handful of years now, but I just haven't done, like, a TikTok video ever. And now it's like, well, it's definitely something to sit there and do on YouTube and such. But we'll see how it goes. And I would like to do some YouTube Shorts for this channel, but because this is primarily a gaming channel, I wouldn't really know how to do it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to figure out. I mean, the only thing I could do is just have someone, like, record me playing a game, but even then it'd have to be something on the fly. As far as that's kind of, it's just difficult. You know, that's about the only real type of channel I would see that having difficulty of doing YouTube Shorts would just be like a gaming channel. Especially like a classic Let's Play channel and such. That's really kind of the thing. So this stage gave me a lot of trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and say it did, because there's just how much crap about this particular stage that's really got on my nerves. This is like the typical Minecar. This is the replacement to the Minecart stages from the regular Donkey Kong games. In Donkey Kong Country 2, they were the roller coaster ones, but now it's kind of just toboggan stuff. But really, I mean, I would say that these are actually more difficult than the minecart and the amusement park stages, just because, like, they're quicker and you have to really have some decent reflexes to do it. I mean, I really would find it surprising if 6 and 7-year-old kids could do this, because I was younger. I was underneath the age of 10 when this game came out, so it's just kind of, you know, to be able to say, I mean, it's not to that degree of difficult, but it definitely is kind of reflexive, you know. I mean, these bees, you know, just especially when you get up on the top part and then you have to drop down. There is an extra segment where you can go up there, but it takes me a few. I mean, this is the rest of the video is just this stage, so this is kind of, there's just some crap that keeps happening here that keeps messing with, like, the vibes of. It just takes me a little while to figure it out. It's like, I'm literally like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, I could do Minecart Carnage and the other one, Minecart Chaos, or whatever it was called from the first Donkey Kong Country, but it's just kind of, you know, these are kind of awkward to me. But yeah, I have beaten this game. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, obviously it was over 20 years ago, but I have beaten this game. I didn't beat it 103%, but I've beaten most of it. I just would have to say, I knew damn well that even back in those days, I mean, I've beaten the first 2 Donkey Kong games 100%, but not this one. I mean, I just feel like it's just not worth the effort to try, just because really, I mean, I think the combined total of every single episode I've done for this has not gotten more than 20 hits. So it's just like, you know, I mean, I at least appreciate doing it, so it's always here for any eventual person who finds it. But it's just, you know, this is very much kind of a beleaguered channel in a lot of ways. I mean, it's just, it always has been. But there's just kind of situations about it. So, I mean, I do at least want to. Like, I would like to do, like, Illusion of Gaia and those type games. There are some more Super Nintendo and possibly PS1 games. The problem with it is I can't beat the PS1 games, and the Super Nintendo games most people don't give a rat's ass about. So it's just kind of, that's the whole situation as far as trying to say. It's just difficult trying to find a healthy balance. And plus my update frequency is just not often enough. But, you know, really, I would like it to be, but there's not. It's just kind of like, damn, you know. You know, these pits that they keep doing, and the thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to jump up to the top segment, but then they put one of those bees up there, so you have to drop down really quickly. So you'll see what happens when I finally get it correctly. They're trying to get me to jump up to the top part and then just say fuck it, but and I might actually have to do that sooner. I'm not really sure, but I mean, actually, I think that's what you're supposed to do, is just take the top segment and then just duck those whole... Yeah, well, I don't know. You'll see. Yeah, you're supposed to jump up top, so... We might actually beat the stage here in a second. I'm just trying to really... Yeah. They don't give you invincibility either. If you mess it up, you're done. So... Well, so you get to see some good fails here, so you find this amusing. It's kind of like hell. I mean, I probably, you know, if I had been like 9 or 12 or something when YouTube was around, I probably would have found these fails funny also. It's just kind of, I mean, this is not obviously a kid-centric YouTube channel, but just to kind of say, I mean, at this stage, most people are watching these videos anyhow, so it's just kind of, I mean, as long as you're not breaking the YouTube guidelines, it doesn't really matter. This is kind of the situation. But, you know, a couple years ago when they were talking about that COPPA nonsense, it was just kind of stupid shit right there. It's the whole situation, but... So... Yep, but we're still in the stage. That's kind of the thing. I mean, but it's I mean, it's humorous in a sense, but I just kind of look after it, and I'm just like, you know... I mean, it's kind of addictive. I mean, I was still playing this. I was pissed off when I did this. I was kind of pissed off, and I was like, I was kind of starting to get a little bit annoyed, but I just look after it, and it still at least kept me playing. Because, I mean, this is the kind of, like, relatively addictive that video games are supposed to be. There's how many segments where you die enough times, like with Jackie Chan, where I was like, you know... At least in this game, it's more my fault for losing, as opposed to like in Jackie Chan, where, you know, the whole situation about it kind of was that, like, it was just plain, you had to master, like, the true art of being able to do it. And it's just like, you know, just to have to do that in the 4th stage of the game was just ridiculous. But, alright, so, yeah, that's it for episode 7. I'm not going to show myself saving. You'd probably get another 30 seconds, but I'll see you next time. Subscribe for more fun.